Okay, so it's the 9th of January. We're in the SS Buria, the ship still. First class cabin passageway. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. Oh yeah, because we were checking the other room. We got kicked out by the big guy. I remember that now. I wish we'd managed to find some clues as to what the speckled band might be. We didn't manage to investigate at all. I mean, we kinda did. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. Yeah, he is kinda mean. He's clearly glaring at us as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Oh yes, he's completely disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind, not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. Yeah, I don't want to be locked up. Okay, well. He's not sitting in the chair anymore. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Oh, okay, well. I guess I can check the door now that he's not there. That door leads to the second class area. It's locked. I can't open it. No, well, that stands to reason. No one wants to let the murderer escape. Gosh, she gave me a very stern look when she said that. Yeah, rude. I'm not a murderer. Well, should I go back to my cabin then? First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. Not our cabin, it's Kazuma-sama's. Sorry? Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. Anyway, I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga has managed to uncover any new clues. Yes, we should probably find him and ask. Okay, well, maybe he's in the room. Oops. Oh, maybe I can talk to the skinny guy. It looks like they're still investigating here. Yes, on that subject. I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean, unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yes. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Yeah, but where is he? Do you know where he is? You! Where did you go? Oh, sorry, I just went to the next door cabin to Why? Who gave you permission for this? Well, Seaman Hosonaga then. That new Japanese, was it? Oh, mean. Later, I will roll him into ball and throw him in cold room. That's mean. Ooh, he's gone back to guarding the door. I hope Inspector Hosonaga doesn't find himself in too much trouble on our account. He's really gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him for a steak at La Carnival. That could be a very long time from now, Naruhodo-san. Yeah, well... Oh, so you're bleeding again. You are... Oh my god! Who beat you up? Ah, you're back. Inspector? What happened to you? Your face is... His glasses, too. Please, don't worry about it. They're just Those aren't scratches, those are bruises. I'd bet a bear, maybe. When I told the captain I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. Look Looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin. Hi, Beth, how are you doing? Yes, so I understand. Oh! I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I actually started a little bit earlier today because I kind of forgot that I had, tonight there's a get-together at my friend's place and we haven't hung out since, I don't know, before Thanksgiving. And we were planning on doing stuff, a couple of weeks back, but then everybody got sick. not from like COVID or anything, just like head colds and stuff. And then we were gonna do it last week, but then one of the people forgot and we're like, okay, we're doing it this weekend. And so yeah, tonight I'm gonna go hang out. And I have to remember, I have my friend's copy of Breath of Fire 4, and I've had it for like 2 years, it feels like now. So I have to remember to put that in my car and give it back to him. You just woke up early. Oh, nice. Well, good morning. Planning things with adults it is a lot like herding cats. It's just, there's a lot to think about, and sometimes everybody have other ideas, or they forget, or they just want to go bask in the sun for a while. I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I might have already said that. Sorry, don't worry. I think his name was something like Herlock Sholmes. I don't think he was German, though. That explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we found out. Yes, let's do it. The cabin next door. What? Nikolina Pavlova, she's in the cabin next door. Oh, do you know who she is? Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? I didn't know you were a ballet fan, bro. Hosonaga, I feel like you're gonna die of something. Oops, I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least. Oh, how? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? Hosonaga, I mean, maybe. They probably do. Oops, now I definitely upset him. Well, Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful? Okay, well, Hosonaga just always apparently, I don't know, he's got some kind of disease or something, because you can tell he's very pale, and sometimes he coughs and there's blood, but he says he's okay. But the thing is, I was accused of another murder, and I wasn't technically supposed to leave my room to investigate, but he said he'd tell the captain that he gave me permission to investigate, and the captain beat the shit out of him for doing that. So now not only does he cough blood sometimes, he's also very battered. So I feel kind of bad for that guy. He's doing his best. If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Ah, there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. New information? What's that? What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Buria's medical officer has finished his examination of the body. I managed to obtain the report. Oh, okay, good. Oh, Kazuma's postmortem report. Kazuma-sama. So, what was the cause of death? Strangulation. Please say it was strangulation. Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. That's... Wait, sir, what? His neck was broken? I knew it! Because the speckled band... Okay. No, not options. I don't want to go to options. The speckled band... I'm pretty sure that Nikolina Pavlova has a fucking snake, and I'm pretty sure somebody said something about hearing a hiss. I bet that snake somehow got out, got into the next room, strangled Kazuma to death, or broke his neck for somehow. Usually snakes don't do that because they don't eat people, but I don't know. So I think the speckled band is actually describing the snake. But we couldn't see what was inside the box because we got kicked out by the big Russian dude. His neck was broken. It's really weird to think that that's like the cervical, but I don't know. When you think cervix, that's down there for ladies. But bones are weird. I'm not a doctor. I don't understand how they name things. Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first, I think they were considering poison. Yeah, cervix means, yeah, I know, but like, language is weird. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? Cylindrical part that connects. Oh, okay. That makes sense then. You know what? Okay, yeah. That does make sense. Okay. I learned something today. Nothing has been found as yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh, I see. All of the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. Strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound to be left. Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. Susanoo, you trust me! After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I? Ah. Wow, Hosonaga, you're such a good guy! Yes, Susanoo, Hosonaga trusts me. I didn't do it. The postmortem report has been entered into the court record. The great okay, what do you got to say about the great detective? Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he? Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. Oh, maybe that scuff on the floor. It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass. Do you see? Oh, perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think? Ah, yes, that must be it. But how could Mr. Sholmes know that it's shoe polish? That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. What is it, Susanoo-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? Sort of dark brownish red, then. Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the polish in Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed the floor? Okay. Okay, oh, what now? That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yeah, that might be for the best. Thank you. Oh, Hosonaga, are you okay? Poor Inspector, you look exhausted. Oh, no, well... I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Oh. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke up this morning. Heavy head? That's interesting. Did everybody get sleepy drugs? My head's still throbbing too. So it's clear that these letters were written with the ink that's not what I was looking at all. Russian word for wardrobe. It does seem to be an unambiguous pointer to you, Naruhodo-san, as you were sleeping in there. But to be truly unambiguous, it should have just spelled out my name, don't you think? Well, either way, one fact remains. It's hard to imagine that Kazuma-sama would have written his last words, or word, in Russian. Begs the question, who did write it? Yeah. What else is there to look at? We already looked at that. We looked at everything. Maybe look at the shelf again. Whoops. All the books provided for passengers occupying this cabin neatly arranged on the shelf. Yeah, they were all over the place, and then you fixed them. I don't know if you should have fixed them. Well, okay, but it really wasn't me who knocked him over. Yeah. Well, anyway, I feel much better now that they're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are untidy. Oh, well, that's cool. So this ventilator joins to Miss Pavlova's cabin. Mandarins are delicious. I should really get more like fruit and stuff. I'm very bad at that. Yes, that's right. And just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. Yeah, oh, it's okay. We were just going over some of the facts. Like there's some brown scuffs on the floor next to like a broken bell. And we weren't sure what it was, but we're pretty sure it was Kazuma's shoes that left that mark, because he wore, it's shoe polish, apparently, from what Herlock Sholmes said. And I was like, oh yeah, most people, if they have like those nice like brown loafers, I guess they use shoe polish to make sure that they look like nice and all that. But I don't know why it would have I mean, it might have been him struggling if it, because I think the snake, I think that the Russian ballet dancer has a pet snake, and I think somehow it got out, came through, and for some reason attacked Kazuma, and I think that's what broke his neck. But I might just be grabbing at straws. I'm not sure. The speckled band, as he described it. Yeah, and the speckled band, I mean, it could be a snake, because snakes are speckled sometimes. They have different skins. If only Miss Pavlova had been able to shed some light on it, but she seemed as baffled as we are. Yes, I wonder if she's telling us everything, though. I don't think so. I'm not sure. I know most people aboard would say the same about me, but there was something about that woman that didn't sit right with me. Yeah, we gotta find the snake. Okay, well... I wonder if I can talk to that. Okay, well, let's go back and... Can I go into the passageway without being beat up? Oh! Ah! Herlock? Look now, Naruhodo-san! Seaman Stroganoff has gone! His name is Beth Stroganoff, and I hate it. Oh yeah, I am transparent because I'm wearing one of my Zelda shirts and they're green, and I was like, it's fine. The funny thing is this water bottle also gets green screened out, especially when it's when it's closer to sunset, since the light turns more yellow and this is blue, so it makes it green. It's pretty good. But you can at least see my neck, so I'm not quite a floating head. You see, yeah, I'm wearing clothes, don't worry. Strong enough? No, strong enough, stroganoff. The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us. Ugh, all these Russian names are impossible to remember. Racist! Actually, no. Hello? Tra-la-la. Who's tra-la-laing? Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la, lira-lira-lay. I did the great detective. Wait, no! Who's singing? Is Herlock, are you singing? Miss Caroling, I know that lark-like voice. Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate. Definitely, before that stringy knot crewman comes back. Stroganoff! Yeah, not stringy knot. Jesus. Into the cabin. Whoa, the box is open! Miss Pavlova isn't back yet, but the box is open. Suzato-san, oh, where's she gone? Wait. Oh, we're over there. Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things. There's not a moment to waste now, Ruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can. We just, you know, you like flipped me upside down for trying to look at Kazuma's diary, but it's okay to look at anybody else's diary, I guess. Using my ghost form? Yeah, exactly. I suppose you're right, for Kazuma's sake. Or maybe that was her own little book. Not just for Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? Also for me? It can't be long now until we arrive at port, in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Really? We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san, by ourselves if we have to. Yes, we will! Oh, she trusts me, finally! First things first, where the hell are the contents to this? Oh my, Miss Pavlova's case is open! Completely empty inside, but according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret. Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Buria. I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? I don't know, I want to take a closer look. Can I see scales in there? Guys, I feel like this is very important. Okay, let's look at the shelf again. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door. In Kazuma's cabin. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase? I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? All right, then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage? Not everything bad happens on the ship is because of me, you know. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again, and here, too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. Okay. Well. Can we look through her big bag of stuff now? No, wait. Naruhodo-san, are you there? Sorry, I'm right here. Yes? Why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home. That's not my home! Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know. Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. Yeah, it connects to the... Okay, well, that was short. Open it. Yeah, why would you put a ventilator in the other room? Ah, maybe. It's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm. Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning. That is a possibility. Anyway, last night, Cosmo wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. Okay, why is there a plate on the floor? I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor. Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped, more like it was put there deliberately. Ah, do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here? What, a leak? Is this ship quite safe? I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship's gonna sink. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? What's in the trash? I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket. Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away? Naruhodo-san, it's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know? Ugh, those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. However, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly, we have no choice. There's hardly anything in here at all. Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. Somebody had tea? It would seem this teapot is empty. So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are very thirsty people. What? Or because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hadn't had the chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it. You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san? Well, I don't know. Maybe he's the thirsty one. Oh, there are just a few books on the desk. Nothing else, by the looks of it. No, there's like paper on there. Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all. That's true. Wonder what kind of books she likes to read. Let me see. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Pavlova, gosh, I can't even say her name, enjoys reading books written in Russian. Thanks, I think I probably already knew that. It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that. Sorry, I didn't ask you to translate. Okay, well, that side checks out. One of these next to the bed in Kazuma's cabin, too. Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist! She barely hesitated there, and she gave it a good tug, too. No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come. We don't want them to! We're trying to investigate in secret! Oh. Okay, well, dang. I feel like I've looked at pretty much everything. I mean, that's just probably gonna tell me that about the pet thing. I don't see any, like, scuff marks or anything. Now, this cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from the outside. Yes, it's not particularly heavy-duty bolts, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it? No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside. And it seals up perfectly, too, to stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door, either. Seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. Starting to see why they suspect me. Okay, and then, yeah, this again. Ah, yes, they're displayed in this cabin too. Look, the SS Buryo's rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean. I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. I just hope Seaman Stroganov doesn't find it and throw it overboard. Oh yes, so do I. Okay, well, let's go back over here, I guess. They didn't tell me I was done exploring, but... Now that I think about it, did it? Okay, that's what I thought. We were echoing. Sorry, everybody. I keep forgetting that sometimes I'll play stuff off stream, and so I'll turn up the volume on the capture thing. But now we... Oh, okay. Hello. Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes. Look. But now we shouldn't have any echoes. Wow, you'd never know where he's going to turn up next, do you? Thankfully, there was no audio delay to cause, like, a bunch of issues, but... He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself. Oh, I should have known because he was singing about investigating. Tra-la-la, lira-lira-lay, I did it the great detective way. Still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us? Or he's simply in extremely high spirits? Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew, and through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky Herlock was about. Excuse me. I solved it all and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way. Mr. Sholmes! Ah, what is it? You want to fight? Huh? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing and I was just about to reach the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never gonna stop, so I figured now is as good a time as any. I nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my, famous right hooks. All right, I get the picture. Now, could you put those fists away? Calm down, Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's log as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard there. Oh, yes, the ship's log. And did you find out anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so, You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Wow, that's rude, actually. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Observe the other pages and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman oft stands sentry in this first-class passageway. And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that every 30 minutes? Nothing to report? Precisely! Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there's just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. Oh, that was me. Do you mean? Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night which led to the seaman being absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened? That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. The ship's log has been entered into the court record, not my mental file. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Oh, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes Sholmes? Brilliance! Ah. Oh, ouch. What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Okay, that's 3 people with throbbing headaches. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Something wrong, Suzato-san? You seem lost in thought. How did you not pick up on it, bro? It's just, well, I feel the same. Sorry? Ever since I woke up this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing. Oh, you too? Is we just leaving it at that, I guess? Ms. Pavlova, are you back? Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, what is that? That's an alarm. That's an alarm. What is happening? Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter-mile forward. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands brace for impact. What? What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? I can't stand. Suzato-san, hold on to me. Ah! What is happening? Suzato-san, are you all right? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san. Okay. Oh! Everything got knocked over again. It looks like we avoided a collision. I think... Yes, the ship has come to a stop. Oh my goodness, what about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Hello, is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, since the ship went this way, it locked the door. Wait, so could the door have locked itself in another collision? So it could have been, this is so weird. So might be how the locked room case might have come about. Oh, that sounds like Inspector Hosonaga. Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door, quickly. What? The bolts? Yeah! Oh no! So when the ship must have come to a stop, which would have bolted the door after somebody finished whatever they were doing. Look at that! The door's bolted. Did you do that, Suzato-san? No, I didn't touch it. Well, that's strange. And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again. Naruhodo-san, aren't you gonna open the door and let the inspector in? Sure. I'd better tidy this place up first. Nothing happened. Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. Oh, is somebody else dead? To be continued? How many to be continued? It's only been 40 minutes in. Save your current progress? Sure. That boat is very unsteady. Yeah, I'm just like, dang. Oh, gross. Nope. Oh. So I was just looking at saying, my friend sent me a picture of things that are it's titled "You're All Doing Italian Food Wrong," says Italians, and one of the things that's unacceptable to Italians is having garlic bread with a pasta meal. And I was like, I do love garlic bread though. Garlic bread, very good. But yeah, another one is not adding salt to the boiling water for your pasta. I always add salt to that. Drinking cappuccino after an Italian meal. I don't usually drink coffee after I eat anything heavy because it just feels weird. Rinsing or cooling off cooked pasta under cold water. I have done that in the past, but I realize it's dumb and why would you do that? So I don't do that anymore. Having cheese on a pasta meal that contains seafood. I might have done this before, but usually not. I don't know. Including cream in a carbonara sauce. I usually just use milk. Cutting long pasta with a knife. I haven't made pasta in a while. Unless they mean cutting long pasta with a knife like when it's cooked. Because at first I was thinking when you're making it raw, but yeah, no, I don't cut long pasta with a knife. You just swirl it on the fork. Having pasta as a side dish. I usually always have it as the main dish. Having pineapple on pizza. I have had that before, but it's not like my favorite thing. Putting pasta in cold water and then boiling it. No, I always put it in when it's boiled, like as soon as the water starts boiling. Or having ketchup with pasta. Ketchup is not tomato sauce. It's ketchup. It's too sweet. Okay, acceptable is eating pizza for lunch. I've done that. Having bolognese sauce with spaghetti. I've done that. Eating pizza with a fork rather than with your hands. Sometimes if it's super messy. Not Italian, just good. Yeah, no. I gotcha. Having meatballs with spaghetti. I was about to say, I would hope. Divisive is having risotto as an appetizer or side dish. I usually have it as a main thing. Putting oil in the water you're cooking your pasta in. Okay, I've done that before, but I don't think it really helps that much. Snapping dry spaghetti before boiling it. I have done that, but that's mostly because sometimes, like, I just want to make it, like, for smaller portions or something. Adding plain pasta to a plate or bowl and then adding the sauce afterwards. My mom did that all the time, but I think it was just because there was, like, allergen stuff. I don't know. I usually like having just the sauce and the pasta together, though. Interesting. But no, my Italian friend sent me that, so. Man, now I kind of want pizza. Ugh, man. All right. Anyway, let's keep going. I spy with my little eye a sleuth. Yeah. You know what, Ellie? Now I feel like I need to put that Pokemon thing on here just because I know that you like playing it. So I'm like, maybe I should have it on just so you have something else to do or so you can farm money while you're in my stream. Remember, if you want to be famous on Twitch, you have to go with the flow. And the flow right now, well, I guess is Pokemon. But also VTubing. But yeah. Wait, we're getting paid here too? Well, kind of, in Poké Dollars. Yeah, you do need that money. Somehow the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Suzaru-san took a deep breath, then gently slid back the bolt. Actually, does it work on mobile as well? I mean, I guess it works on any stream that has it enabled. Huh. Suzaru-san took a deep breath and gently slid back the bolt. Oh. Hello. Oh, hey! You! What you are doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? Ah, you both look unhurt. Good. Yeah, because it's an extension, yeah. Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship. Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. A false report? So they stopped the ship, but it locked the door, so the... Oh, how did that happen? Who false reported? Work goes fine. Okay, glad to hear. Yeah, I didn't see... You showed up in chat, like, right after I said that message to you, so I was like, oh, okay. There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw the ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. Yeah, well, I'm glad that work's going okay. Hopefully it's not too boring. Everything is chaos! Passengers are screaming, crew are running everywhere. Oh, you already, dang, that was, has it already been 4 hours? When did you start? I thought you only started like a couple hours ago. Maybe it was 3 hours. You started at 6. Oh, so it was a really short shift. Okay, yeah, dang. This first class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see. Someone triggered the alarm. Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside? You wicked intruder, dressed all in black, you are the devil. Okay. Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a first. You opened my traveling case. How could you? What? No, we didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector! Yes? Right, friend, you're walking on the middle of the road. No! Okay, please be safe, Ellie. I do not want you to break any bones or hurt your coccyx or anything. Arrest this man. I know he did it. He is a criminal. Is it not enough that he has killed a man? I did not kill a man. Ah! And he is stowaway as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? Ugh. Take him away. He is a trespasser as well as everything else. Shut up, Pavlov. I didn't steal anything. You're walking on the road because there's no ice but cars? Well, yeah, please watch out for ice and cars. Okay. Replace. Done. Okay, there you go, Ellie. Wait, let me look at my channel. Mute. Well, okay. Well, okay, edit. Wait, what does it mean? I gotta put it up there. This channel is not whitelisted. Oh, you have to go onto the... You gotta get whitelisted? What the fuck does that mean? God, why do there gotta be so many things? Geez, sure, join the Buddha. Get whitelisted, please. 24/7 streams are forbidden. English. But, authorize. Okay, I am immediately muting this server. whatever, though. You can go to the bottom of the list. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we're... Sorry, everybody. Let's see. Where's... I gotta wait a second, I think, for it to do stuff. Well... Thanks. Okay. Pokedaily is a non-stat. Yeah. Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right. You are devil. It doesn't look good, does it? There is cell below deck. Throw him in. No. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police. No. Wait, as cell? Please, Inspector Hosanaga, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. This is terrible. This is a real crisis. I gotta find a solution. Immediately! Okay, well, I'm waiting for it to populate the doodad, but... Okay, well... Hello, I am not a crook. Herlock, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? What are you doing up there? Why are you wearing the crown? Sir! Mr. Sholmes! It's obvious who it is. Who else dresses like that? Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective it is my business to know what other people do not? This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no. Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then? All right, Ellie, enjoy your food. Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall so to full of brag and bounce. I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. Ah, you again, the great detective. Oh, Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. Oopsie. History, sorry, I didn't read what he said. What is to report? Speak! An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes, the case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Buria, has been solved by me, naturally. What? Really? I don't trust that at all. Okay, so... Oh, just a second. Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I'm about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired and great deduction to the case. Ha! You have solved it? Even Hedgehog understands this case. Come on. That worked. Okay, whatever. We all knew who was responsible for killing Student Boy this morning and when we found criminal in wardrobe. It is Stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it. The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who is inside the cabin. Also, sorry, I was a little preoccupied getting some stuff set up. Don't worry about it. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories. Ah, locked room, that is the point! The room was locked. Well, I can't deny that. But also, we just had a startling revelation minutes ago. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from the outside the cabin. You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all. What? Oh yes, there's another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why, it gapes open-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator, man! The ventilator? You think this is funny. I cannot even put my arm through that hole. That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? It's not possible. But it is. Is he Gaston? Apparently, he eats 3 dozen eggs a day. What? Oh, I forgot about these. Sorry, I got up because I was like, man, I kind of want to snack on something, and I forgot I bought like donuts earlier. Last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Also, funny story, guys. You know, I've been playing Microsoft Flight Sim quite a bit, and I really enjoy it. So I went to the pawn shop because I was like, maybe they have flight sticks there for cheap. They did not have flight sticks, but I bought a dumb red microphone, and I also bought a battery-operated weed eater because we don't have one here. The owners like have a weed eater, but they keep taking it like to where they live now. So I was like, I'm just gonna get my own weed eater. So yeah, I went there to get a flight stick if they had one, and I left with a microphone and a weed eater. Sometimes you just gotta check out the pawn shops. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Aha! Precisely, my dear madam. But what does it mean? What is the speckled band? Oh, I'm going to tell you. The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. Stop boxing. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? Are you getting ready to lay down some sick beats? There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I am about to expose for all you to see will shock you to your very cores. Behold! Yeah! What the? Come on, please. If it's not... It's a snake! I knew it! Hi, Stroganoff. Allow me to introduce you all to the band, the Speckled Band. A snake? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Indubitably. Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Ray, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? It is a cute snake, actually. Hmm? Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it... the striped band, wouldn't you? You both see and observe with distinction. However, do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? Oh goodness, really? It's a trap? How exactly? Welcome back, Otter. We found a snake. I'm also eating a donut. Remember to keep your blood sugar up during the day in streams. I kind of want pizza now because of the thing that Kat sent me, but a donut will do it for now. You have no sound, but you're lurking? Oh. I think perhaps it is time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. You want pizza? Because pizza's delicious, I'm sorry. Wait, what do you have at home? Do you not have pizza? Should you make some as yes, you should, as celebration of things to come. And also feeling a bit better. Oh yeah, gluten-free. Oh yeah, this is true. This is true. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one, yeah, this is true. Ellie speaks the truth. Oh yeah, well, so you have cake? Yeah, let's do it! Happy birthday! Early birthday. I guess I'll be on tomorrow, so I can wish you a real birthday. There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one, last night your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. Aha, it works! No. She's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. She's always been that white, Ryunosuke. Don't. Ugh. Sholmes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asugi? Looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head. I would advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. Do I even have stuff for that? I think I do. I think I have balls. So, everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1, Intruder's Identity. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it, I'll see. Miss Pavlova, moments ago, you claimed the following. I think Rabombi is the evolution of Cutie Fly? Sorry, Pokemon. Yay! I got it! Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. Sorry, I got distracted. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself! Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And she's like, what? Okay, so that's one fallacy. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? As I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. Maybe that's his snake and she has her own snake. And yet, the fact leaves us in a quandary. Oh God, Sherlock. The victim's written observations on the nights in question tell us of a speckled band, whereas regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we have then, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? What are you hiding? What are you hiding behind you? No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be the snake's sloughed skin. Evidently after the subtle and horrid crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. No? I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe she was trying to hide the tiara up in the ventilator? Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Why India? Topic 1, a beloved speckled snake. That was only topic 1. Oh no, topic 2. How Mr. Asagi died. By strangulation. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. Okay, yeah. You hate that it's hit? Yeah, I mean, they couldn't call him Sherlock Holmes, so his name is Sherlock Sholmes. Oh, Yeah, okay. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. What are we looking at? The almost but not quite imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. He didn't die by venom. Yes, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. There is no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. No, I think it's the bag. Well, because the tiara was back there. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't. Let me see. Okay. It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend. To train? Indeed, you'd put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. Man, look at all those battles you've been in, Ellie. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny this snake has undergone such training? It's not true. Of course you would say that. Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. I know, that's pretty good. You're under 1,000. I mean, that's not bad. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. I don't think it's a venomous snake. I feel like it's like a boa constrictor or something that squeezes, not bites. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. No, it's not. Actually. Thus concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. Is that right? Yeah, no, a lot of that seems wrong. Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you will observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature. I don't think that snakes drink milk. That's pretty cool, not gonna lie. Where did he got there? Yeah. This is the main, like one of the main mechanics of the game. And I do really like how it works because basically he throws out all of this and you kind of go off the reactions as to what could be real and what might not be. And you just kind of like work through it until you come to the actual conclusion. I mean, granted, he really thinks that he's got everything all figured out, but he don't got it all figured out, but that's okay. We'll help him a little. Incredible! You've solved the mystery! No, he hasn't, Ryunosuke, stop. Stop. Amazing! Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Sherlock Sholmes has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. Does anybody know any Russians? Do they say that? I think, I solved the mystery. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes?
Okay, that wasn't, a hunt. Wait, was it?
Also, hi, Cat.
Oh, no!
But of course, what's on your mind? Okay, that's a pretty good quote. I know, I'm sorry. I made it so you can't... You're incapable of sneaking because that plays. I could always turn it off if you'd rather it just be a sound rather than an intro. It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method, and I will answer both loudly and proudly. Oh, well, good. First of all... Snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are well informed, madam. And reptiles, don't drink milk. I knew it! They don't drink milk. Ah. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Well, there's something else. Snakes have no ears. Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling. But, madam, what of the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Actually, that seems really mean. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. Also, I think that part of the thing with snake charmers, I don't think it's the sound itself. I believe it's actually the vibrations in the air. Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, no, Sholmes doesn't like, because Sholmes thinks he's right in every situation. There is one other thing. You have more? Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins. Then it should try harder. Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. I think, we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh no, you don't mean, hey, you enjoyed it before. Don't act like you didn't. Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be. And I mean, this is also true. A cramorant? I had a feeling that was coming. All right, let's give it a try. Just so you know, Elliot, if you don't know, a cramorant is like I think it's a water bird. Like a pelican? It looks really doofy. Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, right. So, cast your eyes down on your wrists again. What? I'm free! You've done it again! Your handcuffs are gone. Where did they go? Fear not, I shall see they're restored after our work is done. No, I don't want them back, please. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. I don't know, I do like how this looks too. It is just, it's kind of nice how it all works out. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. Oh yeah, because you can see on the little doodad, like, immediately if you caught it or not, right? Oh. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Okay, wait, let's, yeah. Your aching heart. That's not right. She does have a pained expression on her face. Yes, that's true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression? Let's take a moment and really look very closely at Miss Pavlova. What's wrong with your hand? Oh, claw scratch! Remember, when things seem dire, turn it on its head, or the back of her hand. Okay, snakes don't have claws either. Oh no, Ruhodo-san, look! That looks like a very painful wound. Looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. It's gotta be like a weasel or something. And fairly recent, too. Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here. Present it. Yes! Yes! Claw scratch! Yes, when you recall those horrid events, the claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch? Sometime last night? Ah! When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. When I am sad, the pain from the wound, yeah, throbs. It is very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So when you ask, yeah, it was the nature of the intruder that stole into there. Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded your vessel, was it not? That's correct. As I suspected, another telltale glance. Yeah, your friend, it's not that. Nope. Seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow. Hi, Anna! Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers? We should follow her gaze now, Ruhodo-san. That's where we'll find the answer. Brr, 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 brr. Hey, that looks like a kitty! It's a kitty! Oh, look at it! Look at the photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She is exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true, but personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Do you not know what a cat is? Maybe we'd better take a closer look at this. Do Japanese people not know what cats are? Look at the little cat. Okay. It's like the creature. Look at the little cat Miss Pavlova is cuddling there. Oh, what a cute little kitten. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san, for the blackest outfit. Stop talking about my clothes. A black kitten. And from the look of this picture, at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. Yes! Yes! But, well, is she even looking at that? She's kind of looking just wherever. Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. I'm changing what I just said. Yeah, his name is Naruhodo. Wait, what does that mean? What? I don't... Okay. Oh no! The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Ah! Oh, that seems right. Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What if it's like their collar? It means I see, wait, really? Are you, it means like, that's ridiculous. You can't make pizza because it's Saturday night and you need, no, I'm sorry, Beth. I planted the seed of pizza in your mind, but, because I think it's his pet snake actually on his face. He has, and I guess that's just where the snake sits, because when the snake's not on his face, let me see if I can look at his face without the snake. Yeah, you notice that he has markings on him. So I guess his snake just loves to hang out on his face. Monday pizza, okay. Well, as long as pizza's happening, that's what's important. You can't do that, and they reply, oh, I see. So that's so stupid. So his name is a pun. I just didn't understand it. I hate this so much. Oh, is this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. That's nothing to do with it. It does. Okay. Behind you. Yes. That which you are trying but failing to conceal. It's not the skin. That's dumb. Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she's just left it in her pocket, no one would ever have known. Oh yes, boys like that are Mr. Sholm's specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something. Yeah, down center no Javies, you realize how dumb their names are? Oh. That deduction was his specialty. Or maybe making me believe that was a ploy too. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake. In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? What is she actually trying to hide? Oh, it's a little toy! It's not a skin. That looks like a little wavy toy. Well, let's look at it. It might change description. Well, it is speckled and it is a band, but what is it? Seems to be soft and fluffy. A long piece of cloth of some sort. Need to change clothes and settle in. All right, Ellie. You gotta get comfortable. Take off the work pants. Stretch your leggies. And that looks like a handle at one end? I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently. How is that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them and they pounce and catch it. Okay, we're gonna have to change this to an 18 plus stream. It apparently involves kitten play. Wasn't expecting that one. That sounds positively adorable. Cat's toy. So now it's a cat's toy now. Present the cat's toy. Yes! Yes! Cat's toy. Yes, you're failing to conceal is, a cat's toy? Precisely! And the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. Ah! And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. Yeah. Are you doing? Wait, tell you what? What am I? What? I forgot to ask. Oh no. Wait, me or? I'm doing all right. I worked earlier today. I have donuts, and now I have a craving for pizza because of a thing that Kat sent me. Your shoulders. Oh no, that's not good. Make sure to stretch properly, everyone. Always make sure that you're nice and limbered up, even if you're sitting at the computer. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return, which would probably the whistling. She probably also whistled to try to get her back. Ah. Oh, building the chair? Ah, no, I gotcha. I know my back hurt a little bit after helping my friend move, but thankfully it was only for like a day. And now I'm right as rain. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka. Ah! Why are you so surprised? A truly troublesome feline, young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. Photograph of Miss Pavlova and Darka has been entered into the court record. Yeah, I hope so too. You're gonna cage Shelms? Yeah, Shelms, he was yelling about snakes too, because he's mad snakes don't have ears, because it fucked up his revelations. I think he didn't let me show it. Wait, show what? Wait, what are you talking about? Did I miss something? It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. Oh, when did she ask that? No, I mean, yeah, you totally can. Oh, you said it right then. Sorry. Yeah, no, go ahead. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Darka, she's so naughty. A beloved kitten. Oh. Where's the kitten now, though? Death by venomous snake's bite. False. Moving on. Yeah, come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. Ah! Did you miss him on? I don't think so. I haven't seen one show up. I don't know if it's like every 10 minutes or... Oh, wow, there it is, Ellie. An Elekid. That's a baby, Electabuzz. What Mr. Sholm says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body. That's right, but Mr. Sholm seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. I guess I'll try to catch it. Postmortem Report. There were no traces of external injury or poison. He just died due to cervical spine injury. Postmortem report. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the postmortem report. Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other. Right, Sholmes. His neck was... Wait, what? Does that mean that it didn't happen? Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know. The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as a fact... Oh, wow. Well, neither of us got it, so no worries. This Ella kid sucks. Yeah, Stroganoff. And no. The best part is, Ellie, I don't know if you saw, but look at his first name. His name is Biff Stroganoff. I'm so mad. I was so mad when they said that. Okay, question. Is Hosanaga's name anything? Because this man is like terminally ill. Or is this actually like fairly normal? Satoru Hosonaga. Or Satoru Hosonaga. He's always like coughing up blood. I don't know what's wrong with him. Oh. But yeah, Anna, you can, I think if you're on your computer, if you go down to my, well, I don't know if you have to mess with it, but in my panels, I have a little Pokemon thing. But I think you just do like !Poke start, and then you can start doing things. Depends on the kanji and your vocabulary. Okay, true. Sorry. I was like, maybe it's something dumb. Yeah, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death. Oh yeah, just start it with, yeah. If you hit Poke Start, it'll give you a... Oh, you got... Wow! Look at you, you got a Squirtle. I started with... What did I start with? What do I have? God, I don't even know, I'm sorry. I started with Chespin. Moldy would be jelly, yeah. Kanji for his given name, Satoru, roughly means enlightenment, as used in the verb Satoru, meaning to perceive, to sense, to discern, and the noun meaning comprehension, understanding. I mean, he does seem pretty understanding. Okay. Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something or someone. Yes, that's a distinct possibility. Oh no, Rowlet's a good one. As of yet, no weapon has been found though. Presumably Darkra didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. I would hope not. I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident. Ah yes, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama though. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? No, because the books... Is it the mark? I mean, it could have been a fall. He could have fallen really hard when the ship, like, moved. Maybe an examination of the deceased body. Yeah, Poke Dollars are expensive. You start off with 5 Pokeballs, so. Yeah, But you start off with it, just as you watch, you slowly get money. Magnifying. No, there's nothing. I mean, is it the scuff mark?
Yes!
I think it's gotta be the mark on the floor. Okay, yeah, maybe he did like freaking eat it. Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. He said so. It's okay, Ellie. I mean, basically, as long as you're an active chatter, it's kind of like channel points, like pretty much. Just you don't get a bonus to it. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed, positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now, as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Osagi's laced leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. Yeah, when you start, you start with a starter Pokemon. I think you have 1 Great Ball, 1 Ultra Ball, and 5 Pokeballs. For some reason, Mr. Osagi must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. Please, no. And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. Oh no, you are a good chatter. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Osagi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in his traveling case. Not true. Oh, you cried? Aww. Yeah, you can type Pokecatch once it shows up. Lou tried to catch it. Yeah, she got through a portion that I got stuck on and rage quit on. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? It can't be true, I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. But, and if this part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction is right, Ms. Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. Also, you know what, Kat? I was just reminded, because I was gonna check, I was gonna check the mail earlier, and I just realized that, I just realized that I took the mail keys and put them in my car. Yes. Whoopsie! That was wrong. That was wrong. I wanted to look at it, I didn't want to present it. I'm sure this waste paper basket is hiding something. Perhaps I should have examined it more thoroughly. Regardless, I'm going to throw caution to the wind and say this is it. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. But yeah, so right now the mail keys are inside my car, so nobody can check the mail. So once I get to my next break, I'll probably check the mail and then bring the keys back in. What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? Oh, well, supposed to be logic and reasoning spectacular, so I thought I'd contribute to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruhodo. Kindly perform any peculiar experiments on your own stage. No! My stuff! No! Okay. Let's try that again. For skips. Let's actually look at the waste paper basket. Maybe there is something in there. This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first class cabins have them. But Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably, there's not much rubbish in there yet. The other part of the bell! I was right, but I didn't look! Fuck my life! Oh, what's that? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you. Okay, can I zoom in? But the bell is in there. Do I present it now that I've looked in there? Because that's definitely... Okay. I'm gonna try presenting it again. Okay, now it's good, I guess. Okay. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Like, I could have done it before and it would have been right, but whatever. Ah! Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that has a familiar air, in fact. Yeah, it's because I'm wearing my green shirt, but you can see my arms, so it's okay. Precisely! We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asuki's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. Oh no! So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? Yeah! You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? I don't know, and that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo, even though I just insulted you minutes ago. Yes, the evidence linking Miss Pavlova and this little glass bell, that would be, come on, man, you literally just looked at it. Yes! If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darka's collar, the very glass bell in question. Has something to do with ghosts, yeah. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your cat. Your absent feline friend, Darka. No, the kitten killed my friend. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. To cat jail. Death by tripping over a cat. That is... Oh, that's really sad. Dang, that is tragic. Well, why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night. Yeah, if you look in my panels, it should be the second panel. If you like let that do the thing in the browser, it should start showing like your Pokemon and items and stuff, and that's how you choose a buddy. I don't know what having a buddy does, other than let you like look at their stats, I guess. Oh, a Bonsley. It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. I have to see, Ellie, is there like a overlay extension for it, or is it just the panel? It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. I think 16's not too bad. Like, about average, I believe. Yeah. She was so fast, she disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it. Yes. And I had read the, rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me. Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. Yeah, going between countries. Like, if you ever go to Hawaii, they're like, do not bring any animals to Hawaii. Unless they're, like, inoculated or they're, like, moving with you and they're not, like, going outside. Because they have had lots of problems with animals in the past. Like, bringing cats to take care of rats, but then the cats started killing indigenous birds, and it was not good. No. Oh, wow. Bonsley. Wait, am I the only one? Okay, I'm the only one who tried. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, it is rigged. Thanks, Pokemon community game. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. So yeah, Australia, I know they're very strict about that as well. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping. So at that point, you thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back again. Like dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin. Dark always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy, I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. So the faint whistling sound Cosma wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... murder. Oh. I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out, and then, oh, it was such a dreadful bang. And afterward, nothing. It was totally silent. Cosmo was... yeah. Ugh. From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. The SS Buria is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Osugi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of the unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. I don't think he stepped on the cat's neck. I think he just tripped over the cat, but that might have been enough to, like, break the bell. I don't know. Oh, that's... ooh. But what became of the kitten afterwards? Maybe she's still hiding in the room. In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator. Where is she? Yet Darka is nowhere to be seen. I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she's disappeared again. Gracious, that cat is as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself at least. When I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died, but I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right, where is it? If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it? And where did it come from? I think that's pretty obvious. What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board this ship? He's so happy! Oh, I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is Perosco. What does that mean? What? What? That snake belongs to you? Is he, but isn't that a pet? Okay, Okay, I was trying to see if that was like a pun. He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. Wait, stroking off in Peroski's? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I was like, wait a second. Oh, no. Oh. I did not expect to find him in here. A type of pay. Yeah, I was about to say. Oh, man. Yes, how did a snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. Ha! We are at sea for 1 year! You want to be so long without close friend? Without someone who understands? Beef and sweet bun. Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake? Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom. Pirosco does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny. This is true. It's venomless? Yes, now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose. Ha! Like they say they milk chickens? Ridiculous! Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Pirosco eats mouses! Big, fat, round mouses. Yeah, oh, so, is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for? Of course! How else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now. Sholmes, are you okay, Sholmes? It refuses to drink milk, it can't hear a whistle, it can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Pirosco is nothing to do with this incident. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Tripped on a cat. Okay. Miss Pavlova, I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize, but please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But what are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events, an accident. I'm not no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth, but even I can see that that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. Just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh. I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. A distraction? I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. No, I don't want come on, I didn't do it. But it was an accident. Especially as they're on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. What? The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Then why did you put these shackles back on me? Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. Okay, what now? Is this where we just put it all together? Truth about how you really died, and how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. Man, how many parts is this? So then, shall we begin? Yes! What we should ponder first is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Yeah, Shelms is kind of dumb. Was this truly an unfortunate accident, or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance. Well, we've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Wait, let's just take a step back. Doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts in Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right here in Kazuma's cabin, or right there. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. Really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident. What? Wait, is the cat not even there? Yeah, I'm kind of confused now. Oh wait, was it because he was on his front? If he had fallen down, he would have broken his neck. Okay. Yes! That? Yes? The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Asagi could have left this message on the floor. Oh yeah, because he would have died instantly. I was looking at it wrong. That script, it's Russian, isn't it? His face would show damage. If he fell backwards, you'd crack your neck, but he's lying on his belly, and there's no way he could have written a message if he died instantly from snapping his neck. Yeah, grass monkey. I don't know if I have any Pokeballs left. Well, it might just catch with whatever I have left. Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese is this case. No, he was dead when he hit the floor. But maybe he was studying Russian. You guys are missing the point. He was dead. It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. Yeah, maybe he was in the process of writing on the floor when he got killed by the accident. Maybe Control. That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Yeah, sorry, what do you mean? Exactly what I said before. Dumbass. There is no way that Mr. Asagi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death. Which means after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything. Oh. Because he was already dead. Good job, guys. That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asagi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Miss Pavlova told us was true. What? So, Suzato-san has noticed it too, then. Putting his message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident. In other words... Is it the ship's log? No, it's not bad. Okay, Is it that? Because why would that be broken then? Ah, God. Yes. Yes? Is that right? I guess he said yes. This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. That's the glass bell the kitten had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic? Unfortunately, there is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? If that's really what happened, then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Man, I'm thinking about this and I'm like, oh, this makes sense this way, but it's actually the completely other way around. Because yeah, both halves would have been on the floor. Duh! Yes, remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste paper basket. Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? Oh, no. Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Asagi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth, in order to cover up his or her own guilt. Yeah, tell me the truth about my friend. Yes, there was somebody else present in Mr. Asagi's. You are wasting time. Someone else was there. Of course, we know this. What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out. Oh, yes. No, but we proved that there was a way in. If the ship pitches, it locks the door. And the only other person in the cabin when young student died was you. Yes. It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian. There's no way I would have left that message. Not would have, there's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details. Shut up! Would you mind? Forgive me, my dear fellow. Yeah, get out of here. As I was saying, the person in question who wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor, in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there the entire time. And then that same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor for fear of becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asagi really died. But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? Leaving that half behind was always going to raise questions. Yes, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder, then, that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item. You all suspect me, don't you? What now? Seaman Stroganov! Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skill and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on the ship, a member of ship's band. You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal. Ah, so that's it. You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin. But that is not possible. I give my tooth. Well, this is almost interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure? You are a great detective. You should know. That's not how that works. Look truth in eyes, cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin, not Nina, not anyone. Or you want me to tell that killer walked through locked doors? Niet, it's impossible. Ugh, he's right. But wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People often tie their thread. We already talked about how that's impossible, Sudato. It's airtight. Door's airtight. Thread, are you stupid? These bulkheads not barn doors? Certainly not. These are watertight doors as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel, not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used. No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruhodo suggested it earlier, and then we disproved it earlier. Suzato-san, how can you shift it on me like that? Yeah, don't fucking do that. So Seaman Stroganov has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily. What? I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. Oh, is he being smart? And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind having been used before. I don't believe it. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? A way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside. One way does spring to mind, yes. You really know what Mr. Sholmes means? Yeah, we talked about it earlier, Suzato! Yes, and so should you, because we've seen it happen. Like 5 minutes ago. Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? Point out the telling sign of the method that was used to slide the door bolt across from the outside. Is it the bell? It's like the emergency stop lever. Which is outside, I thought. Is that? Okay, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be looking at. Because technically the thing I'm supposed to be looking at is outside the fucking room. It's just like call somebody to the cabin. So, am I supposed to look at that? Yes! Is that what I'm looking at? This is it! This shows how it was done! Certainly shows something it was done. What do you want me to fucking look at? The emergency! Ugh! No, there is. Yeah, I know. We've seen it happen. Is there an emergency lever somewhere in this room that I'm just fucking missing? Oh no, I gotta show the books. Yes! I'm dumb, that's what I was thinking too. Look at the bookcase there. See all the books and things on it that have toppled over to the left? That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes! Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel, after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe, yes, that's what's known as the force of inertia acting on the objects. Good job, Susato. But nothing Susato-san doesn't know. Oh, or that isn't in her book at least. Well, whatever it's called, it's the same force that pushed over those books on the bookcase. Also made something else in this cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. Ah, it was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We had come into this cabin not long before and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Yeah, but we just saw that. Oh no, hello, Senator, the door's locked. Unlock the door. Oh yes! That's it! When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across the lock and locked the door. Yes, it's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that. It's inertia. Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Oski was killed? Also, it's inertia, you dumbass. Yeah. Somebody enacted the emergency stop. And then, shwink. Donk. Good job. The SS Buria made another emergency stop. When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. Yeah, shwink donk. All of the books on the shelves had toppled over. And all the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over. Oh yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I? Then when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All of the books and everything had toppled over, just like Mr. Asagi's cabin. Oh my! Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? Are you out of your mind? Are you saying Buria made an emergency stop? Does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it's simple enough. Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm? Oh yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there, telling you only to press the buttons in time of emergency. On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. Wait! It was you? When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. He pressed it. You pressed it? Mr. Sholmes, surely it wasn't you who... As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. Sounds almost proud of himself. How dare you mess with the ship! I report you to Captain. You are in much trouble now. Now, I'm sure that can all wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we now have learnt a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin doors slide closed. You know, he is definitely an idiot. So, what we must now consider... Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Asagi, did this ship make an emergency stop, or did it not? You are idiots! Buria is huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop, even in middle of night, there would be chaos everywhere. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea. Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night? Yes! That. Seaman Stroganov. It's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship. Isn't that right? Oh. Well, I'm glad you guys got it. Ah, that is correct. Why? Ship's log here. This would be where you record the details of your duties. What are you doing with that? That is mine! You rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift burrow in the passageway out there. Hi, Dixies. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later. I left it there on purpose. That is where I put it always. The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances, you write the phrase, nothing to report, every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log? That is, because nothing happened. But if nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report, wouldn't you? Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Buria. I feel like everybody on the ship was drugged. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night? Stop talking rubbish! If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed, but we were all asleep. Yeah. Too much vodka, yeah. That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud. Can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night, but it would if you were drugged. Well, no, that's a good point. Sholmes, do you got a... What of the throbbing? Sorry, what do you mean? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We have all suffered with it. Ah. Oh, yes. I have had a headache, you're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Yeah. Nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right, my head's been throbbing today too. We're all throbbing together. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was a throbbing pain in my head. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe. And had those handcuffs put on me at that point. Why didn't I wake up when all that was happening to me? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, you boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yes, sorry. The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Ah, well, Kazuma looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it? Yes, in fact, I had all of that. Kazuma wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right. He didn't touch it. Is that relevant? Oh, it's very relevant, sir. My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken? I do. No, really? Is that really true? The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it. Choice of chicken or fish. Oh yes, I remember. I had the lasagna. Yeah. A sleeping drug? Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. What a far-fetched idea. That's exactly what he means, Cesato. Precisely. Come on. Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. What? Mr. Sholmes! Let's see. Okay, never mind. There might be the off chance that there's no get together tonight because everybody apparently is very tired or not gonna be able to do it until like late. Well, seamen, I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself would be hauled over the coals for aiding and abetting a renegade. Oh my god, the guy is on the ship! Oh no! Please, no more. I will tell everything. I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe. Yes. So when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. We all agreed to help, everyone together. She threw away everything, her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel. I don't believe it. You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. Ah, we could not make all drug. How do you say? Dissolve? Ugh, talk about heavy seasoning. At midnight in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by comrade on shore with small fishing boat. While all passengers of the SS Beria slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion their evening meals had contained. So if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been a complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Of course! Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite, and accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. Yes! The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway. And so not and so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. Damn. You have talked long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, busy night. But, I don't know about any of this. I am just a little girl. You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am Sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes. A laudable trait. What? I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? Do you hear it? That accusatory cry of guilt on the wind? What accusatory cry of guilt? Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No, you must hear it with your eyes. That's not how it works. For observation is the basis of all deduction. I'm trying. You know what? I'm gonna work on thinking of something while we're finishing, because I think we're getting close to the end of this, and then we'll have our story, Cat. What are you talking about? I believe the time has come for one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth. Oh no. Oh god, please tell me it's only one part. So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please. Well, with what exactly, Mr. Sholmes? With observation, my dear fellow. Just as I said, of these two prevaricators. Observation? The sailor doesn't believe line reminded me of Fishing Tail. Yeah. If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asaki's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened. Precisely. You are delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Kazuma died. Inky potato ink stain. Oh, look at this. It's some kind of stain in an unusual place. Yes, you're right. It looks like ink if I'm not mistaken. Ink. And look at the color too. It's clear where this came from. Ink stain! Seaman Stroganov, you seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Eh? Ah, yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain. What are you trying to say? It would appear that the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganov's uniform, and I think what made it is clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. All right, then, the evidence that proves what that stain on the back of Seaman Stroganov's uniform really is. But he is. I guess we show this and we're like the purple ink. Crime scene photograph. Should I call him a C person? Yes, it's this photograph and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform. Ink? A rather unusual color of ink. Purple. Darn! The penny drops at last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way, which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilt. All right, yes. It was me, I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in dead student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Then I pressed button to make Buria do emergency stop and bolt cabin door shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel. Biff, please. Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. Very nice. Oh, nice. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet. Biff, please, you must help me. I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw a student boy on floor. What happened here? Please, don't tell anyone. My little one, my little furry friend. Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Oski's cabin, then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor? Yes, that is right. So after the incident when the cat ran away, Ms. Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers? Only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked, so she opened to look and you already know what happened after. Okay. There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind. What? When you went to Mr. Osagi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why? I already told you. When Nina opened door of student cabin and looked inside, I was asking Miss Pavlova. Well, Miss Pavlova? Oh. Yes, that is right. Oh, wait. I think that's Da. Pretty sure that's Da. I saw him. It was dark and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you. So, is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last? I kind of hope so. Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind. What now? Oh, Mr. Sholmes? This photograph? Yes, I took this myself, you know. The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten, on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that seems to me somewhat unnatural. What do you mean, unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Huh? Oh, well, I don't know. If Kazuma tripped and fell and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck, which part of this photograph print seems unnatural? Is it his neck's not super broken looking? Oh. He could have turned him over and made him. What? Okay. Part seems unnatural. Which part of the print is it? Is it the neck? Who were they trying to blame in the wardrobe? Me. Naruhodo is the one they were. I was in the wardrobe because I was a stowaway. What am I looking for? He's not gripping anything. Yes. Is it his neck? It must be here, surely. No? Why not? Allow me to offer you a piece of advice regarding the pursuit of detection, my dear fellow. When noting a crucial point, it can be helpful to keep your eyes open. Yeah, they were open. I don't fucking know what you're talking about. And it can be equally helpful to use them. Cool, thanks. What are you? Wait. I saw a smudge. Okay, another point. Is that a paw print underneath? Would you land as the victim has? What of your hands? Oh, yeah. You look like the sort of fellow who stumbles with some regularity. This should be an easy task. What are you fucking tired? The clutched hand?
Yes!
Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fist just doesn't seem right. I guess he would have fallen with his hand open. The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. I guess if you catch yourself. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say. As though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. You did? And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow? Mr. Sholmes, show us, please. Yeah, why are you waiting till the last fucking minute? Why, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? You have been, you dickbag. This is what I found. Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle? Yes, you're right, a crescent moon. It's very pretty, but what does it tell us? It tells us nothing. Wait, is that? I can't tell if she's wearing earrings, or if someone was wearing earrings. Is that an earring? I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. Wait, is it part of the tiara? Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. That is the key. What? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist? This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe, find the answer with your own eyes. It is her fucking earring, god damn it. She has such petite ears among that beautiful hair, like little pink shells. That's okay. Oh, what's that? There's something attached to her ear. Ah, I expect that's what they call an earring. It's a little piece of jewelry. An earring, is it? It's really is tiny. That part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. So now all that's left is the clasp part that attaches to the ear. If that's the case. Doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken. How? It's so dangly. Let's look at this one and then we'll submit the ear. Yeah. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's an earring. It looks an awful lot. Yeah, wait, look! It's a crescent moon! Ah! There can be no doubt now, Shirley. Okay, but my name's not Shirley. Okay, well, right here. Yes! But yes! Miss Pavlova, I noticed that on your ear, even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding it on must have broken, I suppose. What? But looking at your other ear, I noticed a crescent moon. Ah! I don't believe it! Oh man, did she really straight up murder my bro? Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there is only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Asagi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Asagi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But the question is, why did Mr. Asagi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments? Oh no. Angel? No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? Ah! Okay. What did we do? Come on. Give us the rundown. Stop lying. When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb into this huge ship, and then when I was at the last in this cabin and I could relax after this horrible long day. Darka, wait! Couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy, but nothing worked. Darka would not come back. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. The young man from your country, he was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again and I was going to leave the man's cabin... Just a moment, sorry, but Oh, yes? I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. He wasn't gonna rat you out. Oh, she thought that he... Oh. Ah! Of course. You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Let me see, do I have enough money for that? Dang. Huh? No. I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in the faraway east know a Russian ballerina? Well, because he knows. Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. You can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth, and I hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I don't know if I can do things more than once. I see, so you've run away. Please, please keep my secret. Oh. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Oh no. He's going to pull that cord. He's going to tell the captain. Oh, come on, really? Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened, everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then... Darka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And... he fell as he turned around to look at me. Oh! Oh! I pushed him. Oh no, you did kill him! I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me. Oh, the band. Oh. And that's when you went to fetch help. From Seaman Stroganov, who was on duty out in the passageway. I heard Nina cry out and thud on the floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door shaking like leaf. She looked at me and said, "Help me, Biff. Yeah, if they find out, I'll be, yeah, but you killed a man for no reason." So you decided to help, and that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. So that no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door. Yes. I went into cabin and I looked around, make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway, in wardrobe, still sleeping. Right, that's when he found me. So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the Stowaway. I closed wardrobe doors and put back strange paper sign. Luckily for me, that's the only reason Suzaru-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent. I dragged young man's body to good place, used ink that was spilling to write on floor. I wrote that, so person who found him would look inside wardrobe and find Stowaway. And tell me, what of the glass bell? It was by my feet, so I picked it up. I see. But it was dark in the cabin, I didn't notice the other half. Then Angel went back to her cabin, I finished job. By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway. Yes. Accordingly, the SS Buria did indeed come to an emergency halt a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova. What? Well, you said that you told Kazuma about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland, and it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right? Oh yeah, I've been green screened. Yes. But even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem? It was what he said first. That made me scared. What he said first? What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, so, yeah. Oh. Sorry, I thought you were a friend of mine. Okay. Said an inspector was his friend. Ah, yes, meaning me, who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard. I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. Hey, Beth. Things are going... This is lady crazy. So before he could pull the bell cord, May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? Oh. It just doesn't seem to make sense. How many times do we have to stop? Jesus, like, just let me finish this part of the game. Do you think I could do Shulm's voice or close? Oh, I mean, I could just do that. I don't know what Shulm's would really sound like, because it's mostly like a voice mod, but I could try to just speak like I think he would speak. For everyone, I could do that for 10 minutes. Okay, I just had to set my little doodad. I mean, it was Mr. Asogi really going to pull out the bell cord? I don't know. What? Make it really funny. Oh, God. I mean, what could he sound like? Let me see. Let me look at what I got on the voice mod. Like, what could this guy sound like? Settings. No, voice box. I mean, I could make my voice deeper. I don't know what... That's the only thing that sucks about, like, these kind of voice mods is they kind of mess with... Obviously, they change, like, the pretentiously British... God, I really need to work on, like, having a British accent so I don't feel like I'm insulting all of Britain whenever I try to talk with an accent. Just do Robert Downey Jr.? I can't sound like that, man! I'll just piece together voice clips of him for 10 minutes. Oh, Living Dead. Yeah, a lot of these... Bonnie. What the hell does Bonnie mean? Why does that have a heart and an eye? Wait. From voice mod to voice board. I know. Sword. What does sword mean? He did play Sherlock Holmes. He did. I forget. There's a lot of things on here. Out of range. Now that just would make me sound terrible. Conk. No. Discombobulate. I know. I'm just like, engine. Why is there a check engine light? Hurry up. I don't like that. A phonic. I mean, I could make my own. Voice lab. Enable. What does flanger mean? Oh. What? Oh. That sounds bad. I don't like that. Also, you're gonna hear me twice because I have to listen to myself. Let me put on my headphones. You can hear the ship sounds while I'm talking. What is vocoder? Oh, that mixes signals. Equalizer. Oh. Sorry, I'm just like, man. Because I know I say, like, voice acting and stuff, but it's mostly just me messing around with, like... I don't know. I'm not good at doing girl voices. What is... Wait, what does low pass do? Oh, that's awful. Wow. What? Like, what? He probably would sound like a haughty British gentleman, though, to be perfectly honest. What is tremolo? Oh, I hate that. We just went, we're just like looking at voice mod and I'm like, huh. Yeah, he would. He really would. I don't think this is really any different from what I usually say. Just pinch my nose and speak poshly. God, I don't know if I've ever had to speak poshly in my life. Even for, like... I don't know. Well, let's go back to it. Don't save. This sounds the same. I always put the bass up. Wait, what does the bass up sound like? Does that sound weird? Oh, maybe it sounds the same. What is that? Oops, I duplicated that. Okay, well, we'll figure out. Actually, here, it's time for YouTube. YouTube! I don't know. Maybe I need to talk more with Zunder. British accent. How can you offend British? We offend ourselves by being British? How to do a British accent convincingly. 2 for American actors. Acting coach in New York City.
And there are 3 particular sounds which I'm going to ask you to repeat after me.
Okay.
And I want you to be able to do these as exactly right as possible. If you don't know these sounds, it's rather like me doing an American accent and in the middle of it all dropping in the word tomato.
Tomato.
So the first is a sound as in ask.
Ask.
Which of course Brits pronounce as in ask.
Oh,
so please after me say ask.
Ask?
And now to ask something.
To ask something.
Even if you know about words like ask, I'd like you to repeat these after me, as the aim is to become conscious of these particular sounds. It's not ask, there is a very silly upper-class British accent which sort of talks away like this, ask something. I'll go into that when I'm doing a film on comedy.
So not
in any
ask,
case,
it's
you have to
ask.
learn this sound first.
Ask.
So for cast, please say cast.
Cast.
And for fast, please say fast.
Fast. Okay.
We ask to be cast fast.
We're learning. We ask to be cast
You don't
fast.
need to remember any of these words, just to really get used to the sound of the change.
So what would be what?
After,
That's why it's
after.
what. Ah! After.
And just say them when I wave at the camera or if the words appear on the screen. Half is half.
Half.
Task is task.
Task.
After half the task on the raft.
After half the task on the raft. Ah, that's
is
weird.
Laugh.
Laugh.
Can't is can't.
Can't.
Bath is bath.
Bath.
He can't laugh in the bath.
He can't laugh in the
Example
bath.
is example.
Example.
Command is command.
Okay, next.
And in these other caught as I was caught.
Whoa, whoa.
Exactly. And not court, but caught.
Caught.
So Brits say caught and caught in exactly
So you say like you're saying
no
caught.
difference at all.
'Cause the
So
R.
please say after me, I was in court as I was caught.
I was in court as I was caught. That's weird.
So we cut the R out.
Cut the
for
R
a
out.
consonant. So the name Mark is Mark.
Mark.
And at the
Mark.
end... Oh,
Oh, his phone went off.
I was in court as I was caught.
I was in court
Cutting
as I
out
was
this R
caught.
before a consonant.
Okay.
And Brits don't say the R at the end of words like car. It's a car.
It's a
Now
car.
this may sound like a very slight difference.
Oh, you guys, we're learning
car
British
and
together.
car. But it's the ability to get that difference, that slight
Call.
difference right
Call.
all the time, that really makes you sound like a Brit.
Yeah.
So,
Do I sound like a Brit
is
yet?
Sir.
Sir.
Far is far.
Ah.
Mark's car is far away, sir.
Mark's car is far
And
away,
at the
sir.
end of the words we
It's
cut
weird.
out, like in mother, it's mother.
Mother.
Father.
Father.
Other.
Other.
Tour is tour.
Tour.
Other mothers and fathers were on tour.
Other mothers and fathers were on tour. God, I feel like
So
I'm
Brits
gonna like
don't say
drop
hard
the
or harder,
hard.
as the R is followed by a D.
Hard.
And not third, but third.
Third.
And door, the word door, almost becomes door, D-A-W.
Door.
So the third door is harder.
The third door is harder. The
My
third door is
heart
harder.
was mortally hurt when you hurled that marker at me.
Bye, fucked up. Sorry, I was learning British and then trying to catch Pokemon. My heart was. Wait, go back.
My heart was mortally hurt when you hurled that marker at me.
My heart was mortally hurt when you hurled that marker at me. I don't think they said not to use the H.
Please or worry about the rest of the sounds in that sentence, or
Okay.
how silly the sentence is.
Okay.
It's just that there are no R sounds. It's
No R
not,
sounds.
My heart was mortally hurt when you hurled that marker at me, but my heart was mortally hurt when you hurled that marker at me.
My heart was mortally hurt when you hurled that marker at me. This is... Yeah. Thanks. The way he looks at...
Hopefully you'll now be looking out for this R in scripts, and when you...
British
hear
people
Brits
love that
talking,
accent.
when you
Oh.
hear Americans talking, that Americans sound it and Brits don't. So please repeat these 3 words that are going to come up on the screen in your British accent, and keep saying them until the next word appears. So
Okay.
here's the first one.
Cha. 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 Curtains. Shakespeare. How do you say Shakespeare?
Right, so that's not chair, but chair.
Chair. Chair.
And
Chair.
not curtains, but curtains.
Curtains. Curtains. You just cut
And
it.
this is quite an interesting one. Not Shakespeare, but Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. Shakespeare.
Now, when I say it like that, Shakespeare, it might sound to Americans as sort of, particularly because of my accent, as Shakespeare. Oh, Shakespeare's so lovely. I love Shakespeare. It does sound a bit like that in a way.
Yeah.
But however we're saying the word, if we're saying, bloody Shakespeare, we just say, oh, bloody Shakespeare.
Bloody Shakespeare.
That's the way the word's pronounced. We just don't say the R sound. So
Yeah.
it's Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Getting these 3 sounds perfect, the A and the R and the third one that's coming up now,
What? What is it?
change the way you listen to a British accent for a while.
Okay.
And you'll pick up on other sounds amazingly quickly.
Okay.
Even listening to other
So
films,
so
like-
basically, sorry, Beth. This turned from speaking a silly accent from 10 minutes. I mean, I paused the timer. To me, trying to learn how to speak in a silly accent for 10 minutes.
on this system, don't bother to listen to what I'm talking about. Just listen to what I'm saying, and how some words like mask, and I pronounce them as mask.
Mosque, yeah.
So
Kinda
we
like
only pronounce
mosque.
the R when it's followed by a vowel, like in Colorado, or as Y counts as a vowel in the word carry. So then we pronounce it like Americans do, but not in the word art. It's art. And it's just a coincidence that
Art.
R and the letter R
Art.
and T spell the word art.
Mm-hmm.
It might help you to remember them, but that's just
Art. Okay.
And
No, it's okay.
the
I
last
mean,
of these 3
this is probably
sounds
something I should learn anyway.
After ask becoming ask,
Ask.
and large becoming large.
Large.
This R is followed by the G. Not large.
Not
but
large, but large. Large.
This third sound, much easier because it doesn't come up that often, but it really stands out, is the letter T. And
T.
it stands out because Americans pronounce it as a D in some words. You
Like
say
utter.
A bottle.
A bottle.
Better.
Better.
Attitude.
Yeah, right. Attitude.
So
Okay.
in a British accent, bottle is bottle,
Bottle.
and butter is butter.
Butter. Okay, so you
fatter
pronounce the
is
T.
fatter.
Fatter.
Butter makes us fatter.
Butter makes us fatter.
My daughter ought to have caught her.
My daughter ought to have caught her.
So again, it's not with a D in the middle of daughter, and in the middle of order of quarter. It's my daughter ought to have caught her.
So you pronounce my daughter ought to have caught her. So it's you actually
And
making the
I
T
said
sound.
The word tomato earlier on, and it's not only tomato.
Tomato.
The British say, but the second T is not a D, so it's not tomato.
It's
but tomato.
tomato. Tomato.
Sounds
okay.
a small thing, but you get that right, and people just think, oh, well, he's obviously British.
Huh. Yes, I love tomatoes.
So it's a in the word after,
After.
and no R when it's followed by a consonant like
Oh, I said-
farm. So say, my ma is calm on the farm.
My ma is calm on the farm.
So calm and farm rhyme exactly. There's no R in calm.
Calm.
We don't pronounce the L.
Calm,
And there's
farm.
no R effectively in farm. So calm and farm are exactly the
Calm
same.
and farm.
My ma is calm on the farm.
My ma is calm on the farm.
We like large art in Colorado.
We like large art in
It's
Colorado.
not large, but large.
The rain in
Now,
Spain
please
stays
repeat
mainly on the
these
plain.
three
Yeah.
words that'll come up on the screen out loud. Keep saying them in a British accent till the next word comes up.
Empire state. Would it be stat? Or state? Water. What? Well, wouldn't it be water? Titus.
So that was Empire State Building. So there's no R at the end of Empire State Building, and there's a slight
Empire.
tendency to say state with a D, State Building, State Building. And if there's anything in British, there's a slight tendency to say a T, State Building.
State building. Empire State
And,
Building.
Water.
Yeah.
And the first
Water?
part of
Yeah.
the name of Shakespeare's play, Titus.
Titus.
So it's not Titus Andronicus.
Titus.
but
It's Titus. Okay. You know what? Let's take that, because we've been watching that for like 5 minutes, and let's okay.
What's the name this time?
Okay, I'm sorry. I told my Alexa to resume the timer, and it was like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, start timer. And then it was like timer number 2, and I'm like, why couldn't she just start the other one? Stop. Okay. Here we go. 10 minutes. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? I don't know how that. Oh God, I forgot I'm wearing my headset, so it's louder. Louder. Well, I'm not. Oh God, Cosima. So I can't know for certain, but he was a man of his word. Word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done. I feel. You know what? You just gotta dive in. I can't feel stupid about it. You have to get practice to get better anyway. No, he was walking all over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. That came off, I feel, a little bit more like Scottish or something. You know what? It's not worry. We're gonna just keep talking like this. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the does work is not yet done, it seems. There's one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Also, I'm not going to change changing tone of voice is just going to throw me off, so. Yes, what action was the victim really about to take at that moment? Gotta remember the tease. Can we determine whither the young man's gaze was directed? He was gonna talk to me. First, consider the victim's location within this cabin. Essentially, we're gonna HR block. What? Another deduction? Yeah. That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. That cabin has been thy home for this entire voyage. Voyage? Voyage, maybe. So this is how the cabin looked last night, when Miss Pavlova visited Kozuma-sama. Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? I don't know if, like, proper nouns still, you know, whatever. Yes, if there's one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Cosima looking at? Exactly, he was looking at the wardrobe. Wardrobe. The wardrobe. My wardrobe. I was in there just at the time, of course, sleeping soundly. Too soundly. If only I hadn't eaten that chicken that was laced with sleeping drug. If only he'd woken me up then maybe this tragedy would have never happened.
Take that!
Wardrobe. Considering everything that had happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Cosima was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe. I'm gonna have to do a deep dive in this later on. The wardrobe? And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend sleeping soundly. Oh! Not but Miss Pavlova, please think back very carefully. What were Mr. Osugi's exact words last night? Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Another opinion? Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Osugi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if, between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt. Oh no, I'm sorry if it sounds kind of forced, but I'm still like wrapping my head around how to do this. Oh no. Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Osugi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is a man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that. I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. That's not gonna bring my friend back! What have I done? What have I done? Okay. And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Beria was finally laid to rest. 9th January, 7:14 p.m. SS Beria, first-class cabin passageway. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now, then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Ran away? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Apparently, the English detective can't speak to the immigration office and sort all that out. Mr. Sholmes can't do that? So she won't be going back to Russia, then. May want to read? Oh! No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's on exile for life. See? I'm sorry. Seaman Stroganov? I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you and how you lost good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police. That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Cosima's death feels like such a waste. Or wast. Would that be like wast? Wast? But, wast. Well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Oh. Well, I'm afraid you don't need to park now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me... Yeah. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage... Passage? Back to Japan. Yes, I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect any different. This is hard. Keeping up with this is hard. I mean, I'm sure voice actors probably do it until it becomes like second nature, but for me right now, it just feels like I'm learning a different language. So, you should get back to your cabin now. It looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it even begun then. To think that only days ago, Cosima and I were laughing together about how we'd tear up the streets of London. Okay, that was 10 minutes. Wow. Oh, jeez. That seems like a distant memory now. Man, and I speak completely differently. I was doing like a lower tone because I'm like, oh. Oh, God. I hope that was adequate for you, Bev. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Yeah, of course it. Who else would it be? Is somebody crying? Thank you. I'll have to. John Windsor Cunningham. Thank you for teaching me. Okay, so we're getting pretty close. I see. Sorry, Susanoo. Susanoo-san? Oh yeah, she got the sword. Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you had returned. Oh, well, I haven't been back long, and I can tell, okay, I can tell if anything, I sound completely different trying to speak with a British accent than, like, now I can really, like, think of the difference in, like, the and the and, yeah. Man, language is fucking weird. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that. Susanoo-san. Well, it is. He had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. And now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth, that it was just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much. Yes, I know. I wish there was something I could say. Oh! You healed up nicely. Inspector, my duty was to see Asogi-san safely to Great Britain, but I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blamed you, Inspector. Why am I locked up? And I'm free again now, at least. Why? Huh? Ah! Here, we can keep it up here. Surprise, Mr. Naruhodo. What is the meaning of this? Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry? See, you know what? Now I can throw in that accent whenever I'm speaking as him, and I can slowly get better at it. So I decided to restore them for old time's sake, shall we say? So, Sir? It would be sir? Saw? Sir? So I guess it would sound kind of like saw? Man! British is weird. Well, the British accent. Sorry, British people. You are a stowaway, after all. He thinks this is funny? And it's a good way to swap between, like, one and the other. Mr. Sholmes? We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences? The loss of your companion is truly heartrending. I hope you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking in the next port, in Hong Kong. We're going to China. We have to return to Japan to make full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. The terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be? In light of Mr. Osagi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. I'm a lawyer! Oh no, I don't care for me, but poor Suzato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. But there's no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. Well, qualifications, you say? So? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Yes. Mrs. Otto! Yes? Do you think perhaps, I might be able to do it? Ah! But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless, are you studying law? No, I'm not, but, I could. I'm sorry, in that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work. But as I said, there's more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I have a whole month in which to study, to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. Mr. Naruhodo? That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all of that in just 40 days? I mean, yeah, technically. There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if by the time we reach Great Britain I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. But why put yourself in such a difficult position? For Kazuma. He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain. You got an electric scooter? Well, I mean, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with having a scooter. And that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit, too. Okay, is the chapter end? I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Suzato? I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. So, what does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Are you serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, it's madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating? Duty and rules are dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest. Give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? Yeah, that's right. Oh, you did. I want to see Beth. And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. Because lazy day, I mean, you can make some really good stuff with leftovers. From the early hours of the morning till this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, and despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Oh, that does sound really good. You know, I love chicken breast with like rice and other things, so it does sound like it would be good with quinoa. Very well, I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Chicken with ginger and see. Oh yeah, Inspector. After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector. If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. Don't get beat up again. I need to discuss what to do next and how to best make my report. Please don't die. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer? I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant after all. Thank you. And Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this. What, me? Are you sure? I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Its name is Karuma. It's a great sword that has been in the Sogi clan for generations. Some chicken jalfrezi? I don't actually know what that is. Very well, I accept. I'll treasure it always. Man, this has been very long. Oh, it's a curry? Oh, curry is good. So then, Miss Susato, it seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet. It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. We shall fill every spare moment with study. Yes, that's exactly what I need. But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you too. Please let this chapter be over. Goodness, what is it? Please throw me to the ground 3 times. What? Oh, because she threw me on the ground 3 times. I should never have doubted you. You are Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me, and no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior. No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away and, No, I won't let you make excuses for me. Gel freezing means hot fry? Oh, interesting. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you. And not just once, but 5 times. Ah, that number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? Please, you must! Just take hold of me and throw me! Do it! Don't even think about it! No, I don't even know how! I've never thrown anyone in my life! Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Sholmes! I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. Just yeet this woman! When did he see that? I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling? Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujitsu technique. Apparently, it's called the Suzato takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. How beguiling. I am a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I am somewhat an accomplished boxer. There he goes, dancing around again. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw. Yes, I'd be honored. Okay, then let us not dully. Demonstrate, my dear madam. Oh, of course. Okay, is this it? Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? No! Sorry? Of course she's gonna do it to me. End of chapter, I'm dead. As you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Oh yes, arresting indeed. And that is what you term the Suzato takedown, is it? Actually no. That was a Suzato squash. What? It looked the same. Okay, can I save my game? In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. Haruma? It just never ends. That's right, it's a prized sword that has been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. Can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. Can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. Though his name compels its wielder to slice evil in two, not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain, and I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Yeah, well, that important thing he had to do. I still don't know what that was. But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. To be continued? Please show me that sweet text. Oh, end. Okay, I guess it's the end of the chapter. Holy moly, that was, oh goodness. Crash course candidate, thank you. We made it. Save, yes, please. Okay. I think that's actually where we're gonna finish up for the day. With this, because man, that was a lot. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we made it through. We figured out that the ballet dancer killed my friend. Cool. We still don't know where the cat's at. I don't know, but I guess we'll see what happens next.